What's happening in residencies like this is where artists are scheduled a slot for this program usually about a year in advance, so at least they can plan their shows accordingly. They don't have other projects that overlaps with this residency. And then when they are in residence, they have access to this studio for that 3 months. It's they don't really have to come every day because this residency acknowledges that emerging artists these days have many things going on. You know, sometimes you teach part-time elsewhere, sometimes you might have another commission elsewhere, you might be doing a public mural elsewhere. So we don't really demand them to have a face value for 5 days a week over there. But we do encourage them to make full use of it for 3 months because this is one of the only free residencies in Singapore. So we wouldn't really call them full-time, but we just call them artists in residence, where in these 3 months, every week you will see, the artists coming in once or twice. Some of them come every day. Some of them come once or twice, but they do make work because they know that a deliverable at the end of the term of residency is for them to do a show. So that means you need to be producing something. If not at the end of the residency term, you got nothing to show. Access to all the machines in the factory is actually given to the artist at cost price. So when through the three months of residency term, the artists are able to actually use die cutting, embossing, debossing, offset, binding, cutting, folding machines, gold leaf stamping. There's also an in-house fabrication unit as well. When artists are planning their show, they want, example, wooden pedestals, we can make them. The fabrication unit also actually services exhibition design if any customization is needed as well.
So color is a really important element in my work. I think when one views my work, they're often struck by the vivid use of it. So I spend quite a lot of time working out the right shade to create like harmonious palettes and combinations, because I believe that color has like the power to create different vibes and atmosphere in each piece. So the colors I use are often a reflection of the state of mind I was in at the moment when I made the work. Together, it's combined together with like the feeling that I want to create in each artwork. So I do enjoy using a lot of blue, as it is a color which I feel connected with because of its prominence, I think, in the everyday surrounding landscape. It reminds me of the world and the beautiful elements within nature, like the sky and the sea. I think whimsical would be a word which sums it up pretty well. Because I think while there are figurative elements which one can identify with, they are not realistic. They are kind of abstract and used in a way that is open to interpretation, not just a depiction of something that you might already see, like in a photograph maybe. What's interesting, I think, about today's art space is that you get to encounter people from a variety of avenues, meaning that some are not exactly people who have come to see your work necessarily in that gallery, because exhibitions are only on for a certain period, right? So that might be one way where people actually come to see it. But because of how I think connected we are today, and people can engage with your work digitally through social media, through the internet, your website, and everything. So from there, it actually generates a lot of I think a much wider audience. I do quite a lot of commercial works, right? So that does bring in some I think interest, and then they kind of realize that I also do my own personal artworks, and they are for sale. So from there you get inquiries from all kinds of collectors. Some are collectors who are starting out, not necessarily like full-on art buyers. So some are just interested in having their first piece just because they they just enjoy what they see.